tell you what, while we're waiting for everybody else to join, I've got these flashcards here, and this is the alphabet. Let's see how many letters that you're able to identify here. How's that?
Okay. Your font's a little different than the font that I have used, but I'm switching. That would be the bet.
Yeah, it's that's been a problem with everybody. Everybody's having, but you know, you need to be able to recognize them in different fonts anyway. But I understand it's kind of difficult when you're originally starting to. All right, so let's start with this letter. What is this letter?
Okay, that would be the bet, the B sound.
All right, and what's the name of that letter?
Bet.
Bait. Okay.
Bait. Okay. See, that's why I've never heard anybody, so my pronunciation's awful.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's a bait. Yeah, bait.
Okay.
So like if you're going fishing and you want to have some worms, that's going to be your bait.
So you call it bait then? Okay.
Yeah. So it's pronounced like the bait, like you fish with. Hey, what about this letter?
Ayin.
Yep.
Tov mode. That's very good. Tov mode is it means very good in Hebrew. So if you hear me say tov mode, that means you're very good.
Now, I originally learned all these in the pictures, so I had to think back to what they were. So that's the M. That would be the mem.
The mem. Yeah, that's the mem.
Is that the M Safid?
That's the mem shofit. Mem sofit. Okay. And what about that one?
Okay. Yud, Yod, or Yud?
Yud. Yeah. Like Jude, only with a Y. Yud. Okay. All right. Then you got this one.
That's would be the snake. That's the let's see.
That's a snake.
Bar, Zaying, Tet.
Tet. Yeah. That's the Tet. Okay. Then you have this one.
That's the Kumpf.
Kuf. Yeah. Kuf.
Resh.
Resh. This is going to be Resh.
Resh.
Yeah,
is that an A? A long A sound? Resh or say it? You say it.
A long A, like a Resh. R-A-I-S-H. Resh. It could be Resh, but it's more of like a long A sound. Resh.
Okay. Resh. Okay. That's the your Kumpf.
Okay.
Kumpf.
Now this one's got the Nagash in it, which means that it's going to have this is going to be a cough, right?
Cough.
Cough.
Then what's the other then?
And we'll get to the other ones here in a minute.
Okay.
These are out of order. So, all right, what is this one?
That's the K. Aleph, Yet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet.
Yeah. So you're going to say it with the sound in the back of your throat, like you're clearing your throat. It's like the word Bach. We say Bach.
Bach.
You know, like John Hans Sebastian Bach.
Okay.
So it's got that Bach. So this would be a Chet.
Chet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then you have this. That's noon.
Okay. And that's the Shin.
Sheen.
With the dot over.
Yeah, over the right hand side is sheen.
Sheen.
Yeah, sheen. S-H-E-E-N.
E-N.
Okay. Then we
The
have
Aleph.
Aleph. Yeah. In the majority of Hebrew words, the accent's going to be on the last syllable. So this would be the Aleph.
Accent last syllable.
Yeah. Generally speaking, now names, the accent is going to be in the middle syllable, but in the most of them are going to be accent on the last syllable. That's Aleph. Aleph. All right. How about this one?
Yeah.
Tav.
That's Tav. Okay.
And that's the Sin.
Seen.
Seen.
Seen, yeah, like I have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. I've seen.
Okay. Now say the other one again when the dot was on the first one, so I can hear the two together. Shin.
So this is seen, yeah, with the dot on the left, it's seen.
Okay.
People are gonna think you're dead.
Seen. Okay.
Okay, what about this one?
Just a minute. I'm taking notes there. Okay.
Okay. That's
See.
fine.
Okay. That would be get
Vate. The
Bait.
vate.
Bait.
With the V sound.
That's that
With the
first
V
sound again. That's a
Because
bait.
it doesn't have the dagesh in it. It doesn't have the dot in there.
Bait.
Dagesh.
Then it's got the v.
Yeah, vate.
Bait. Bait.
All right, then you get this one.
Is that the pay?
That's the pay. That's the pay.
We're not having any problems, Carol. You're doing grand.
Well,
You-
Thank you.
You're doing better than some of the other students. All
Okay.
right.
Now I think that's a Sofit, and I kind of get those mixed up. If it's new, is that the noon Sofit?
Yeah, this one isn't quite as long. The Sophie letter is a little bit longer. This is actually, and I understand when you look at them in the cards, it's a little different. But this is the Vav.
Oh, okay. Val.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Got
it would be the
Gotcha.
noon Sophie if it's at the, because it does look like that.
Okay.
Okay, oh, you know what? That other letter we said pay, that was actually pay because there's no dagesh in it. I messed that one up for you. Because we got this one without the dagesh and this one. No, that other one was pay, right? Yeah, we got it right. All right, so this one is pay
All right.
with the F sound. Pay.
Okay.
I'm getting myself confused here.
Okay.
All
So
right, so
that.
this is pay. Without the dot, with the dot is pay. Without the dot is pay.
Okay. Fade.
Pay. Okay. All right, this is your dagesh letter. No, that's the Vav. I'm sorry, that's the
That's a
Vav.
Val.
Okay. Yeah, and this is the dot with the dot, and that's pay. So this one's pay.
That's pay. Without the dot, it's pay. Okay. Gotcha.
Without it is pay, like an F, and
Okay.
with the dot is a pay, like a P.
Okay. Pay.
Okay. All right, what about this one? Looks like a
Um,
dagger.
That's the Zaying.
Zayin. Okay.
Okay. And that would be the conf.
No, this is the cha with the sound in your throat. Cha.
Ka.
And the other one had a dagesh in it.
Okay.
Dagesh is a kop with the K sound. This is a cha with the throat sound in it.
Ha. 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 So that's
Ha.
okay.
Okay. What about this one?
That's hey.
That's hey. Okay. All right. And this is a Sophie letter.
That's a Sofit letter, and I'm not sure if that's I don't know that one.
Okay, this is
Kop
Kop
Sophie.
Sophie.
Pardon?
This is the Kop Sophie.
Kop Sophie.
Conf. Okay. Conf
Sofit.
Sofit. Number 11. Okay.
Okay.
Lamed.
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 Remember, you got to accent the last syllable. Lamed. Lamed.
Lamed.
Lamed. Okay.
Okay. That's the Dalet.
Dalit. That's the Dalit.
Dalet. Dalet. Gotta get the accent on the first. Okay. Dalet.
Dalit. Dalit.
Okay. And that's means the Zadok, the righteous.
Right.
The
Like you're spitting through your teeth, Carol. Listen here. Can you hear what I just did with my teeth?
say. Oh, that's the
Sadi.
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 Sadi. Sadi.
Okay.
Okay. And that must be the that's a Sofit pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's it.
That's the Pei Sophie.
Yep.
Pace of feet, okay.
Okay. Something was going on my computer. I had to see when I was getting all kinds of something
Okay,
going
that's
on.
Gimel.
Gimel?
Gimel,
Gimel?
okay.
Okay.
And that's a Sofit, and that's, oh,
There's
I
that.
don't know.
No. Sadi Sophie.
Sadi,
Sadi
Sadi
Sophie.
Sofit.
Yeah.
Sadi Sofit.
Okay.
That's the wedding ring. That's Samak.
Samek. Samek. It's got that throat sound in there. Samek.
Samak. Samak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now here's your Sophie letter again.
That's your Noon.
Noon Sophie.
Noon Sofit.
And you did awesome.
Yep. Most
Well,
definitely.
I went through your alphabet class.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a difference, huh? It may be just the three of us tonight. I don't see anybody else joining us. We had a gentleman in our fellowship that had been around somebody that tested positive for the virus, and so I told everybody we'd have the class on Zoom. Well, then I found out today that he was negative in the test, so that was good. But it was
That's good.
I didn't get everybody. So everybody, I thought everybody understood we was going to be on Zoom, but maybe they didn't understand that. All right, now these are the vowels. Have you been able to go study the vowels at all?
Just from your lesson, I not much.
Okay.
I know that one. I don't know the names of them. I can usually do the sounds, but I don't know the names of them.
No names of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Now in that group of stuff that I sent you, there are some flashcards with the letters, but also the vowels, and you can look at those. I know that we had one other person that was having trouble with the vowels, and so if they show up, I may go over with them. Vowels are a little difficult. It's having to deal with all the symbolisms that are there. They're symbols, and so we're used to seeing alphabet type letters. A little bit harder to deal with symbols, pictures. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of prefixes and suffixes. We're going to look at a couple of those. Okay.
Excuse me. Who's the other person that's there?
My name is Skip, Carol.
Skip. Okay, Skip.
Every now and then, if you're gone out on the website, David allows me to spell him on a Shabbat every now and then. I teach as well.
Okay, I've listened to you then.
Every now and then, he allows me to sit in behind the pulpit a little bit.
Okay, so let's see what I want to do. All right, let's take a word. Okay. Can you see that all right?
In the first letter, it looks like a bet. Are
Yeah.
there two dots? Bet,
Bait,
Bait.
yeah.
bait. I got it. Bait. You got so the two dots under it.
Yeah, that's the valve that's underneath it.
Okay, the two dots underneath are a little weak, David.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't show up.
Is that better now?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, maybe, okay. So those two dots, Skip, do you know what those two dots, what's the
That's
name
a
of those?
Saturday.
What's that?
Saturday.
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 And you pronounce it
Saturday.
like an AI.
Right, okay. So can you pronounce that word for me? Carol, can you pronounce that word? Okay. Well, first of all, we're going to, one of the things about words is that however many vowels it has is how many syllables it has. So how many vowels does this word have?
So just be one.
It's one. So it's one
Bet.
syllable.
Bet.
And this is going to have an A sound. So this is going to be ba, and then you got an A sound, and this is lengthens it, and then you ended up with the off sound.
Okay. All right. For the two dots that you called, what did you, Sarah? Did you say it has an A sound or an S sound?
A sound.
A?
It's actually AI. I.
I.
An AI.
Okay, so it's a Sari, and it has an AI sound.
Sari, yes.
So if I'm going to put that in sounds, I would put the B for the bait, right? And then the A sound.
A.
And the U is going to lengthen it, and then we're going to put the T for that. And so that's how I would say it.
Bait.
So this is interesting because the first letter is the letter bait, right?
Yes.
This is how, if you were going to write out the letter bait, this is how you write it out, bait. So this is how the letter bait is written out in long form.
Bait.
All right. This also means house.
House.
Means house.
Bait Leckham.
So
House of bread.
Colleen.
Somebody else coming in?
Yes.
Here comes
Colleen's
Colleen.
coming in.
All right, good. First time I get the chance to see Colleen. I'm usually sitting at the table, so.
Okay, so this means house. All right, a house. Okay. And if I want to say my house, wonder how I would say my house. Well, this is where we get into suffixes and prefixes, because if I wanted to make this possessive, make this my house, and most words work this way. Now, there's some that work a little differently, but we're going to just use this. I would put a "ud" at the end of the word. Now I'm going to put a vowel in here. And I put a "careek" there. And then Change this vowel to a comment. And you don't have to do that because we're just learning to read it, okay? But this is what does it look like. Now you have Beiti, 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 Beiti. Here's another word. Let's look at this word. Let's do an olive. With a chet. And that word is ak. Ak. And if I wanted to make and this means brother. Ak is brother. If I make my brother is Aki. With a keri, Aki. Aki is my brother. So without the yud at the end is brother, but with the yud it's my brother. So when you're reading Hebrew and you see a word ending in yud, you know that word is most likely possessive, all right? Okay.
Like changing Adonai to Adonai.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, so let's leave ak up there. And let's say I wanted to say, so this is my brother now, Aki, right? What if I wanted to say to my brother? To my brother. And I'm going to do a prefix. With a all right.
Shiva.
So with a shiva. So this is le aki. Le aki.
Le aki.
And that would be to my brother. To my brother. Okay, well, I wanted to say to your brother. So that was to my brother. So I'm going to take off this yud. And I want to put, if I put a kaf sofit, for the comments, let's see. Le'achka. Le'achka. So it's le'achka. 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 So it means ak. Ka. That would be to your brother. Your brother. Or even or to the brother of you, even. You can even put it that way. To the brother of you. Or to your brother. So you or your. This is going to be a you or your at the end of the word. This is going to be to or toward at the beginning of the word. So if you see a lamed with a shiva underneath it, beginning a word, it's going to be to or toward. If you see a kaf sofit at the end of a word, then that's going to be you or your. All right. What if I wanted to say to the brother? To the brother of mine. Or so if I want to say to the brother of mine, this is going to be a little let's see, to the brother. Okay, we'll just do this one. So this is house. So we're going to go to the house. So I'm going to go for thee. That's a prefix for thee, right? Now I'll put a lamed here.
Wait a minute, well, stop. We're not doing the brother, we're doing the house now?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the house now. So I'm moving up to the house.
Okay.
So now we got lehavet.
Le,
So that's to the house. To the house.
What vowel point do you have underneath the lamed and the hay there, David? Because I got a little bit of glare right there.
Yeah,
I can't
so
see it either.
this is a shiva and underneath the lava, and this is I'm broadening it out there. Okay, so let's take the words off and let's see if we can make some sense out of this without the words. So basically, if you got a lamed, let me get this. It was more like a question mark than a lamed, but anyway, close enough, right? So this means to or toward, if it's at the beginning of a word. To or toward. How are you doing, Colleen?
She's muted.
Hey, I'm good. I'm just in the car dropping my daughter off right now. I'll be on the video soon.
All right. All right, so a lamed at the beginning of a word with that underneath it is going to be to or toward, all right? Here's another one that we find at the beginning of a word. So a cough at the beginning of the word is like, or as. Okay, so let's think about this for a minute. Let's say I had the word melech. Melech, which means king, okay?
King.
Melech. Melech means king. If I wanted to say to a king, I would go le melech. If I wanted to say to the king, I would go le hamelech. Le hamelech. If I wanted to go like a king, it would be Kehmelech. Kehmelech. If I wanted to be like the king, it's Ki Hamelech. Ki Hamelech. Because I would have the hey in there as well. That's with almost any word that you put. If you're going to have a comma in front of a word that's a prefix, it's going to be like or as a king or like a king, and the lamed would be to or toward a king.
David, should that have a dot in the middle of the ka?
You're right. There you go.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Keep me on my toes here.
No, because there's 3 of them. I want to know which one we got.
Right. Right. We want to pronounce them right, don't we?
Right.
Okay. So it's important that we're able to identify the root of the word, the shoresh of the word. Because if we can find the shoresh of the word, then we can determine whether or not that they've added other letters in front of it or not. So the first thing we've got to do when we're reading is we got to be able to identify what the root of the word is, because if we see a word up there and we don't realize it, we're trying to look at it as a whole word, when it might be 2 words that are actually put together, or maybe 3 words put together, all in just in a by adding letters. For instance, the aleph. We're used to seeing the aleph and seeing it by itself, but seeing it as part of a word like Elohim or Adonai or Esh, or any of those words like that. And but if there is a root word that doesn't have an aleph in the root word, and the aleph is beginning a word, that means he will. I'm sorry, not he will. I will. I'll get this right in a minute. Hang on. It's I will. I will. So an aleph prefix means I will. If we have a yud prefix going in the beginning of the word, remember we put a yud at the end of the word becomes possessive. We put it, if the yud is at the beginning of a word, then it is he will. For instance, like the priestly blessing, the Brit Kohanim, the Berakat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, it starts off Yivarachaka. You hear that Yivarachaka. It's the Yud with the Sheva underneath it, and literally it's he will. And when you see the Yivarachaka, you can see the root in there is Barak, which means to bless. It means to actually bend the knee and offer a gift. So he bends the knee offering a gift. He's blessing you by bowing down before you and offering you a gift. And so it's got the yud on there, which is he will. So and then Yivarachaka, so it's got the you or your at the end. So he will bless you. So it'll have this. I don't have it up here. The Kaf Sofit. It'll have the Kaf Sofit at the end of the word, and so you got Barak in the middle of it. You've got the Yud in the front of it, which is he will, and you have the Kaf Sofit at the end, which means you. So right there in one word, Yivarachaka, he is saying he will bless you. And then the next word tells who the he is, and that is Yahweh. Yivarachaka Yahweh. So Yahweh will bless you is the way you would translate that. Yahweh, he will bless you. So it's kind of interesting. And the translations almost always will say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. But that's a terrible translation because the yud in the front of it means he will. It's a imperative prefix that literally says he will definitely, without fail, bless you and keep you. And he will make it, then Yivarachaka, Yahweh, the Yishmarachaka, and so he will keep you, because you got that ha on the end. You can almost hear it. The Yishmarachaka. You can hear that ha on the ending. Yivarechaka. You can hear that ka on the end of it. Yivarechaka. Yivarechaka, Yahweh the Yishmerecha. Yahweh will bless you and he will keep you. So, and then you go on. Yivarechaka, Yahweh the Yishmerecha. Yisa, Yahweh, Panav, Eleka, V'Kaneka. And you hear that ka in there again, as he's talking to you. He's speaking. This is directly to the person that you're looking at. So, Yishan Yahweh Panav Eleka Vicharaka means he will make his face. He will make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. And then the last one is let's see. I can't break them apart. I got to do it. Give it back to Yahweh Yishmaraka Yahweh Ya'er Yahweh Panav Elaka V'Kanaka. Yisal is the last. Yishan is Yahweh Panav Elaka V'Asame V'Kan Shalom. Yishan Yahweh Panav Elaka V'Asame V'Kan Shalom. That is, and he will lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. So that when you think about that. And you understand that that's an imperative, that when that blessing is being said over you, he literally is speaking to you personally and saying, you know, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to keep you. I'm going to make my face to shine upon you. I'm going to lift my countenance upon you, and I will give you peace. I will give you shalom. So it's kind of interesting when you know the emphaticness of the aleph or the yud as a prefix. So this would be if you so when Yeshua was being lifted up into heaven, and he says he raised his hands and he blessed him, he didn't say Yivarechaka. He said he started off with the aleph. Isn't that interesting? So he changed the way it was sounding, and they heard it like that, and that I will bless you and I will keep you. So when Yeshua said it as he's being lifted up into heaven. Then that's what he's saying. So he left them with the blessing that he is going to bless them personally. That's why they left. When they left, it says, and they went away with great joy. Man, they just saw their master go up into heaven. They won't see him again in this life, and yet they're going away in great joy. What gave them that great joy? Because he gave them the priestly blessing, but he gave it in the first person. I will bless you. I will keep you. Interesting?
David?
Yeah.
I've got a messianic translation. It's called the International Standard Version, the ISV.
Yeah.
And in that second line, it says, and Yahovah will turn his face toward you.
Yeah.
He's actually going to turn, God himself is going to turn his face and look right at you.
Yeah.
That's the way the Messianic Jews have translated that middle part of the blessing.
Yeah. He will turn his face toward you. That's very good. Yahweh Panav Elaka V'Asame V'Kan Shalom. He will lift up his face. Interesting.
It basically says instead of lifting up his face, he will turn his face and look at you.
And look at you. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to get into teaching on the priestly blessing. I got a video on that on YouTube if you want to look it up. But and I'll break it down quite a bit. But it's really a powerful, powerful prayer. All right. So we understand the suffix when the prefixes and the suffix, different prefixes that we can have. All right, let's do another one here. It might get a little confusing if I get into that right now. Okay, so here's one that you'll see sometimes. You'll see a noon with and this will be an ending, okay? This will be an ending. Noon with the Vav. With a karuk, right? So this would be new, right? New. So for instance, we know that Elohim. You write in found places to write Elohim. Okay, we'll put it down here. Okay, so Elohim is God. If I wanted to say our God, I would say Eloheinu. I would drop this off here, drop that off, and put the noon vav at the end and go and be Eloheinu. Eloheinu. And that's our God. So Elohim is God or a God, a God. Eloheinu is our God. Our God.
Elohim.
Eloheinu. It'll be Aleph, Lamed, Hey, Noon, Vav with the Kuri. Eloheinu.
Wait a minute, Dave. Hold on, you lost me there. Spell that out again. You got Aleph,
Aleph.
Lamed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that off.
Okay.
So this is this way. Let me get this right here. Hang on. That's at the top, okay? The top with the shadow that you can just ignore, okay? So that's Alo, A. Two dots for the shade, and then we're going to go noon and evolve with a curry. Eloheinu.
Hey. Hey.
Eloheinu.
New.
Is that Patak underneath the hay?
Yes. No. That underneath the hay is the Sari.
Oh, okay.
And there's a column over the line.
Oh, okay.
Eloheinu.
Okay, Elohim. Hollow.
Actually, I don't know why I put that up. This would be Eloheinu. This is actually this 3 dots. I'm sorry.
These are 3 dots.
All right, there we go. Eloheinu.
Elohim.
Eloheinu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, so the Eloheinu is, translate that, please. Eloheinu.
Our God.
Our God.
Our God is an awesome God. That is
Okay.
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu.
Our God makes it possessive for our. Eloheinu.
Our.
So if you can see that a new ending, then that's going to be our.
Okay.
there's a song that I listen to a lot on YouTube. I'm trying to think of the lady that wrote the song, but she wrote it out of the Psalms. And it's Gadol. It starts off Gadol Adonai Umepulal Meor. Gadol Adonai.
Hi. Yeah.
Behir Eloheinu, Behir Eloheinu, and it's and so you'll hear that word Eloheinu, and I hear that word Eloheinu in that song a lot. That's what made me think about doing that as a so we understand. So you can see that got the Allah,
Hello.
Allah is just the single form of God, and this is our God.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm gonna put up a. Put another word there. Now we get it bolded up so everyone can see it.
Some
Okay, so how would we pronounce that word?
Samasa.
No, it's an M at the end. No. Yeah.
The Sonic Balsamic.
Savama. So.
Except when the bomb is has got the karik in it. Not the karik. I'm sorry. When the bomb has got the mind is running just blank on me here.
The dot. The dot.
Yeah, the dot.
When it's
I
got
like
the
that.
shroot.
Now the bomb is just about that vowel right there. This vowel becomes KS and it becomes silent. Okay, so you just say that vowel. So this would be Seuss. Seuss. The stomach and the stomach with the karuk. So this would be Seuss. Seuss.
Goose.
Seuss. S-U-S. Or S-O-O-S. 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 Seuss. Seuss. And that's the word for horse in Hebrew. Seuss. I wanted to say our horse,
Our horse.
then that'd be Susenu. I'm going to put a here, Sarah, Susay, and then the noon, and the vav with the creek. This would be our horse. Susenu. Susenu is our horse. Sus is a horse.
Sing.
With the scripture where it says some trust in horses and others some trust in horses, some trust in chariots. The word for horse there would be Sus. A horse is a Sus.
David, please say that with that ending on there then.
Sustainu.
Susainu.
Sustainu.
Susainu.
Sus.
That's your horse.
What's that?
That's your horse.
That's our horse.
All right. Oops.
If I wanted to do it out, your horse would be. Forget the Sari there, could let the bear. Your horse is going to have the comp with the comments. We should make it a little longer, I guess. Okay, now the Susika. Susika is your horse. Susika. Just kind of getting an introduction to these suffixes. When we're actually reading, I'll point out some of these when we're actually doing it. All right, let's look at this here. This is a good one. What is the name of the first 5 books of the Moshe in Hebrew? First 5 books in the Bible, what are they called? In Hebrew?
Pentateuch.
Pentateuch.
In Hebrew, the Hebrew word for it. That's the Greek word. Pentateuch is the Greek word. What's the Hebrew word for the 5 books of Moses?
Torah.
Torah. Torah. Does anybody know how to spell it?
Torah.
How do you spell it in Hebrew?
Oh, T. What's the T?
Okay, so we're going. It starts off with the Tav.
A tav, a resh.
Okay, hang on. You gotta get it out. Gotta get it out in there, right?
Yeah, we do.
And a hey.
A sharuk. A sharuk for the resh.
Torah.
And an aleph? No. Yes.
Oh.
Tav resh.
Okay, so that's Torah. That means law, right? Law or instruction. Sometimes it means law, sometimes it means instruction. All right, so I want to make that plural, and so I'll give you a hint here. The Torah is a feminine noun. So if I want to make the Torah plural, what ending would I put on there to make it plural? Make it feminine plural. What ending would I put on it? Back several weeks ago, we talked about masculine endings and feminine endings. Remember I talked about Yerushalayim being a masculine ending for the Yud Mem Sophi as a masculine ending. What would be what's the feminine ending? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Feminine ending would be a Yud Tav. So in order to do that, to make that happen, we're going to we get rid of that, and we put a Yud
True.
and a Tav,
True. True.
oh, hang on, not a Yud, I'm sorry, a Vav. I put a, I'm sorry, not a Yud, but a Vav rather. A Vav with a colon over it. Now, how would I say that?
Throat. Throat.
Torot.
Throat.
So that's plural for Torah is Torot.
Throat.
That would be laws or instructions. Laws or instructions is Torot. Now, if I want to make that your laws, then I'm going to put a Yud and a Kof.
You.
And they're gone.
Sophie.
Okay, so how would I say this? How would I pronounce that? This is your laws or your instructions. Yair.
Toroteja.
Your laws. The law is Torah, laws is Torah, and your laws is Torateka.
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 Torotega. Ho, ro, te, ho. I'm sorry. Horotega.
How you doing with the vowels there, Colleen? I saw you made a note that the vowels were hard. Vowels are hard.
Yeah, I'm glad you made a video about it. I'm gonna watch it a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hard, and because they're just symbols. That's the problem that we have with them. They're symbols. They're not letters. Like in English, we have the letters, but we have symbols for ours too. I don't know if you remember in grade school or not.
When you pronounce, the pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Excuse me. Which video is this on?
Yeah, this thing right here, for
The vowels.
So that would be bud, right? Now we don't need those today. Eventually you won't need these. You'll be able to read them without it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it was on week 7 that he did a video on it.
Week 7, thank you. And
Yeah, I think it says week 7.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll use that then.
Well, that's it gets kind of hairy a little bit. As we start, I want you to be able to read and be able to, you'll start recognizing words. But if you kind of notice that the pronunciation may change somewhat, like Elohim went to Eloheinu. There's Elohe, which is my God. Let's see. Let's see. There's another one. I can't remember. My mind's racing here. So you're going to hear different sounds. The different sounds changes in there, but it's basically got the same root word. The sheresh, the root, the sheresh, the root of the word. Sheresh is root.
Yeah.
So Hebraic roots would be Ivrit Shoresh. Hebraic root. If you want roots to be shor. Ivrit is what we're studying.
Okay, now let's do this one. One with the eyes. Opa. Yeah. Ba. Bra.
That's what we're studying right there. Ivrit. Ivrit. This is Hebrew. Ivrit.
Berry. Is it?
The ayin, the veit, the resh, and the tav. Ivrit. Ivrit. So we're studying Hebrew. All right. We went an hour. Does anybody have any questions that we can cover before I leave? We'll do some reading next week. We'll actually we'll go back onto the our program. I'll hook it up on the screen so we can actually do it, and we'll actually do some more reading of scripture like we did last week. Last week we actually was reading some of the more familiar passages, and it might be interesting to read Psalms 23 and some of these other ones. Read it in the whole thing, just so we